Hey guys, welcome to my new movie collections update video for the month of September. Alright, I don't have a lot of movies to actually show you today. I've actually been kind of a little lazy and just been procrastinating watching new stuff because I've been, dealing with other things that have on my plate, for the time being right now. But um, pretty much, it's small, but it was a pretty decent selection that I got to see this past couple of weeks. So, all right, guys, let's get started. So the first film that I have right here to show you is this film called Black Rock, which is basically about these three women that kind of meet up for a weekend, trying to kind of rekindle old friendships. And they set off to this island off, I believe, the coast of Maine. And they go there to, spend a few days just trying to get back together, have a good time, and they meet these other guys, these other hunters that are there. And there's a bit of a misunderstanding that happens between one of the girls and one of the guy hunters in there, and it kind of ends up just spiraling out of control into this massive hunt where the girls basically are being hunted by the other guys in there. And I thought it was pretty interesting for the fact that it has this very it turns into this very really predatory type of film, which I kind of wasn't expecting. I was expecting something else entirely different from, like for some reason I kept thinking that the film was going to be about, I don't know, like some kind of animals were going to be the main antagonists in this film that they would have to be trying to escape from or try to deal with. But it ended up turning out that there was this misunderstanding between the girls and these other group of guys, and basically the guys end up going after the girls. So it's basically the entire film is just about the girls trying to survive the guys while being kind of stranded on this island because the guys have everything pretty much mapped out. So all the escape routes that the girls have to try to get off the island is completely inaccessible to them. So I mean, with that alone, it was a fairly decent movie. It wasn't great, but I thought it was pretty interesting just to see how the tides turn a lot during this film, and it pretty much it came together fairly well. It had decent amount of suspense. I thought maybe it could have been a little bit more in terms of the suspense behind how some of the characters kind of just ended up dying, and how the ending actually turned out. But I mean, I won't take anything away from it. It's actually a pretty decent film, regardless of that. So I'd say it's definitely worth a check out. You don't have to necessarily buy it, but if you can rent it from somewhere or borrow it from someone who has it, definitely check it out. All right, so that's Black Rock. The next film that I have to show you basically is a classic, and it's John Carpenter's The Fog. I don't think I'm gonna get too much into this film because I'm sure that a lot of you out there know very well what this film is about. But once I found out that it was coming out on Blu-ray, I said, yeah, I have to definitely get this movie. And again, seeing the picture quality and the sound on Blu-ray is amazing. It's great. Just seeing how well the image looks and the sound, and again, just seeing a lot of these things play out. Again, I always love this film. I love the creepiness factor. I love the a lot of the background music, especially the section where you hear the loud drumming. As it slowly begins to rise up, into a crescendo. So I thought it was always my favorite part in film because I always felt that was the scariest part of the film. Is just the creeping atmosphere and the music that accompanies it. And again, seeing Adrienne Barbeau, Jamie Lee Curtis in this film, especially Jamie Lee Curtis when she was still young in here, was it's always great to see. And there's actually a pretty interesting feature in here where it's about like I believe a 20-minute interview where they talk to Jamie Lee Curtis and she talks about her experiences working on this film, working on Halloween 1 and 2, and some other early horror films that she actually starred in, which kind of ended up giving her the name of as the early Scream Queen. So it was pretty interesting just seeing how honest and blunt she is about her experiences working on those early films, including this one. I just found it fascinating. So it's definitely worth a check out just to for the film and to see the that 20-minute interview segment with Jamie Lee Curtis, because it's a lot of stuff that she basically says that I felt she was being like really upfront about certain things, and I thought that was really cool of her to do that for the interview for this Blu-ray on for The Fog. So definitely, if you're a horror fan and you love this film, definitely pick it up. It's a must own. I give it a thumbs up. I love this movie, you know, so I definitely had to have it. So definitely check out The Fog if you haven't done so already. And if you have, like I always say, it's definitely worth another look. The next film that I have to show you is Tom Cruise and Morgan Freeman's Oblivion. Sci-fi film. Basically, Tom Cruise stars in this film as a maintenance worker high atop on a tower above Earth's atmosphere, you know, around above Earth's atmosphere. And basically, it's kind of like a post-apocalyptic setting. There's indications that, you know, there was an alien attack that pretty much laid waste to, you know, Earth. There are no other humans left around except for Tom Cruise and his other, you know, female character that kind of works as his partner at the tower, as they're, you know, always surveying, monitoring, you know, some of the stations that still are in operation on Earth's surface. And, you know, you get the idea that there are these kind of like strange creatures or beings that still kind of live on the surface of Earth. And Tom Cruise is always, you know, when he goes in there to repair whatever machinery that he's sent in there to repair, he's always on the lookout to make sure that these strange creatures or beings aren't anywhere around, because they're always led to believe that they're dangerous. So he ends up actually getting captured by the creatures and finds out that they're actually other people, led by Morgan Freeman's character, which kind of represent the last remaining humans left on Earth. And you find out that basically there's this whole other side of the story, like what Tom Cruise's character was led to believe up to this point was a complete lie, and basically he's being told the truth now of what really happened, you know, by Morgan Freeman's character. So I thought that was pretty interesting, you know, that it actually made that twist. I'm not going to reveal too much because there's some interesting, you know, things that happen that are all part of, you know, the twist, the other side of the true story of what happened, which is part of the story for this film. So, but, you know, again, I say it was actually pretty good. You know, Tom Cruise has been doing a lot of, you know, really good films as of late. You know, the last thing that I saw of his was Jack Reacher, and I thought that was actually pretty good also. So this one, again, no less. You know, Tom Cruise is always an A-list, you know, actor, so definitely I give him a lot of credit for doing sci-fi, and he does a good job in it. You know, and the film was nicely done, and the story was okay. You know, and it really, I thought it was entertaining. It was entertaining. So I definitely recommend Oblivion to anyone who hasn't seen it yet. And I mean, that's pretty much, I mean, I don't want to say anything else about it to ruin it for those of you that haven't watched it, you know, but for those of you that have, you know, basically what I'm talking about, and you'll probably, you know, also agree with me that it does have its good points as well. So definitely check out Oblivion if you haven't done so already. And the last film that I have to show you basically is, if you've seen my last video that I posted up prior to this one, you basically know, you know what this one is. So I'm not going to go into too much detail. And it's the film What Macy Knew. And again, you know, it's a story about these parents that are going through a messy divorce. And you basically, like, what happens in the divorce is being seen through the eyes of their daughter Macy. So basically the entire film is actually shot from the little girl's point of view, and it's very touching and endearing just seeing how this film actually comes together, because you're seeing it through her eyes, you're seeing her reactions to both her parents and how they're dealing with each other, and how they're trying to, you know, be nice to her, and, you know, try to comfort her, let her know things are going to be okay, even though there are things that are happening that are just making Macy, you know, or giving Macy the impression that, you know, everything is not okay, you know. And then the nice surprising aspects is when you see basically who she begins to find comfort and loving care from are two you know, complete strangers that are brought into her life because they're connected with her parents, with Macy's parents. So you know, that's pretty much all I want to say in this film. If you saw my previous video, you know, I got a little bit more into detail about it, so you know basically what I'm talking about. But definitely it's really worth you know, a watch. You know, out of all the films that I've seen so far this year, or at least within the past couple of months, I have to say this is probably one of the best ones. Very surprising, again, very touching, endearing, and even in some points, you know, you kind of get a little teary-eyed. I know I did a little bit get a little teary-eyed just because of just seeing what Macy is experiencing and how she feels about certain things. So it was definitely one of those things that really kind of does get to you. And it was shot beautifully, very nice and everything. And just seeing the little girl Macy, she's cute and adorable. So you kind of really are rooting for her, you know, at the end. So I definitely recommend this film, What May Seem New. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. If you have, again, it's worth another look. It's something I would recommend to all your friends out there to watch. It's one of those rare films, again, where a child character is portrayed so well and so pure and uniquely, that you feel for the character, and you stand beside her throughout the entire film, and you're rooting for her. So definitely I would say check out What May See New. All right. Okay, guys, so I mean, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I only had 4 films that I actually saw within the past 2 or 3 weeks. I have other films here too that I bought before, and I bought, Now You See Me and Pawn Shop Chronicles, but I just haven't gotten around to seeing them yet. So hopefully I will very soon. I'm probably gonna pick up some more movies in the next couple of days anyway, so I might have some more stuff to show you for the next movie collections update video for sure. All right, so because I know there's some really good movies that are coming out very soon that I'm interested in getting anyway. So definitely be on the lookout for that. In terms of other things, I'm almost finished with the post-production on my short film that I worked on last month. So I'm trying to put some of the last bit final touches on it, and I'll give you more information on that. Probably links for where you can see it and whatnot. But yeah, be on the lookout for my next movie update collections video. And I'll keep you guys informed on other things that are coming up. As a matter of fact, another piece of news is that I'm probably going to be involved in another kind of like short film, well, not short film, but another film project, probably towards near the end of this year. I don't have much on it yet, but I'll definitely let you guys know as I get more information on it. I'll let you guys know as well. So it's pretty exciting. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. All right. Give me a thumbs up if you like what I had to say about these films. Leave me comments. Subscribe to my channel. Alright, guys, and I'll see you next time, alright? Later. It was a pretty decent selection that I got to see this past couple of weeks. So, alright, guys, let's get started. So the first film that I have right here to show you is this film called Black Rock, which is basically about these 3 women that kind of meet up for a weekend, trying to kind of rekindle old friendships. And they set off to this island off, I believe, the coast of Maine. And they basically are being hunted by the other guys in there. And I thought it was pretty interesting for the fact that, it has this very, it turns into this really predatory type of film, which I kind of wasn't expecting. I was expecting something else entirely different from, like, for some reason I kept thinking that the film was going to be about, I don't know, like... Hey guys, welcome to my new movie collections update video for the month of September. Alright, I don't have a lot of movies to actually show you today. I've actually been kind of a little lazy and just been procrastinating watching new stuff because I've been, dealing with other things that have on my plate, for the time being right now. But pretty much, small, but some kind of animals were going to be the main antagonists in this film that they would have to be trying to escape from or try to deal with. But it ended up turning out that there was this misunderstanding between the girls and these other group of guys, and basically the guys end up going after the girls. So it's basically the entire film is just about the girls trying to survive the guys while being kind of stranded on this island, because the guys have pretty much, they go there to spend a few days just trying to get back together, have a good time, and they meet these other guys, these other hunters that are there, and there's a bit of a misunderstanding that happens between one of the girls and one of the guy hunters in there, and it kind of ends up just spiraling out of control into this massive hunt where the girls